All right, back for another 5 minutes for you. So today, coming at you with 5 things to look at for your post game checklist. All right, so after every game you have, these are the 5 things you should always check back and review to see how you did for your game. All right, so number one, I think this got kind of lost the past few years, but for whatever reason, we need to get back on track with this. So number one, most important thing: did you win or did you lose? Hands down, no matter what else happened, we need to get back to really focusing on what we're doing impacting wins or impacting losses. It's cool that you played well. It's okay if you didn't play well, but did you win? Did you lose? That's the most important thing that I feel like we got to really get back in touch with, because that's the overall point of the game is winning and losing. Okay. Number two, no matter what happened, find 3 things that you did well. Find 3 good things that you did during that game. Did you hustle? Did you get a certain amount of stats? Did some people have benchmarks and certain goals that you have for your game and how you play. So back in the day, Jordan used to say, my goal is to score 16 points a game. That'll be X amount of points a quarter. I mean, he'll focus on getting a certain amount of layups or free throws, whatever. So his personal criteria that he set up for himself was to do this thing. So did you meet that benchmark that you set for yourself? You know, did you, if you're a big, did you get your rebounds and did you get your blocks or whatever? Sometimes it's not all statistical. Did you get certain amount of, for point guard, did you get your paint touches? It's not necessarily about scoring, but did you get your paint touches? Did you get X amount of reads or looks that you're looking for? So it's something from a point guard to look at for that. But did you find 3 good things that you did well? Did you accomplish one of the things on your checklist that you know is supposed to do for how you play? So find 3 good things that you did well during that game. Next is look at 3 things that you didn't do as well. So we got to be see the full scope, the full picture. Even if you had a great game, there are 3 things that you still messed up on, or about 3 things that you messed up on that you could have did better. But I don't want to just linger on those 3 things that you did negative or you didn't do as well. So now, once you find those 3 things, find how you can improve each of those 3 things. So let's say you didn't play as great as a game, and one of the things that you didn't do well at was um, you weren't scoring. Let's say you just keep it easy. Say you weren't scoring. Well, let's first look at, why were you not scoring? Were you getting the attempts? Were you being aggressive? No. So now how can I fix not scoring? Let's be aggressive. Let's actually look to score rather than just being passive. I know you're a pass first player, but you're not even getting attempts up to try to score. So that's why you're not scoring, because you're not getting attempts. It's hard to shoot and score if you're not shooting to score. It's pretty simple math. So let's look at actually how can we actually improve those 3 things that we didn't do as well. Because sometimes we get so beat up and so hard on ourselves that, that's the end of the story. We just played bad. We didn't play well. We lost and we just focus on the negative. No, let's turn that circle all the way around to see the full scope of, yes, I messed up on these things. I didn't do these things as well, but this is how I can improve on it. So now going back into practice, or when you go back to your trainer and say, hey, I need to work on doing X, Y, and Z. I need to work on my free throws. I need to work on catching and shooting. I need to work on shooting in this particular spot. I need to focus on scoring against a longer defender. Whatever it is, now you have more intentional effort going to your next game. And lastly, this kind of goes back to the 3 good things. Did you play your role? So if you're one of the guys I train, right? I told him, like, you're not going to be the 20-point scorer night guy. I want you to really focus on your effort. I want you to be getting the dirty work in. I want you to be the hustle guy, rebound, get those scraps in points. You're going to score off of that, but some games you're not going to score. But more importantly, I want you to rebound, play hard, hustle, play great defense, and then your scoring will come out of that. And I feel like if you focus on playing your role, you'll improve the wins and losses, and you'll improve 3 good things you did well. Okay, so um, running back through a quick review. First off, for your checklist, did you win or did you lose? That's just point blank. Did you win or did you lose? There's no draw in basketball. If it is, please change that rule. Second thing you look at is the 3 things that you did well. Okay, 3 things that you did good during that game, and then also being, critical of yourself somewhat. 3 things that that you didn't do as well, and then figure out how to improve each of those 3 things. Number 4. Number 5, did you play your role? Did you do what you're supposed to do for your team? So did you rebound? Did you block shots? Whatever your role is, were you to score? Do you score if you pass or you pass? So post game checklist for you guys. Something that you could actually apply like right now in the middle of the season or beginning of the season, whenever you listen to this, to apply for your game. So post game checklist, 5 things to think about when you're going after your game, going through your mental notes or whatever. So subscribe below. See you next week for another episode of this. See you the next day. The episode drops for the big episode. But that's it. 5 minutes up. 5 things post games, whatever.